guys. Today, we're going to talk about the best $4 CPU. The CPU we're going to talk about today is the Intel Xeon E4 2640. The CPU is around $4. I found it on AliExpress for $4, and it's really, really good. The CPU came out in 2016, and I'm pretty sure MSRP of it was $939, which is more expensive than most modern gaming CPUs today. You might be asking, why is the CPU so cheap? Companies used it as a server CPU, and when the servers got upgraded, they all got upgraded at the same time. So all the Xeons in the servers, they all got taken out, and it flooded the market with these used CPUs. So it makes the demand of the CPUs very low and the supply very high, supply and demand. So that's going to make the CPU cheaper. You can find it on AliExpress for about $4, eBay about $4 as well. So let's now talk about performance on the CPU. The CPU isn't beating any Ryzen 7000 series or Intel 13th Gen series, but that's not really the point with this CPU. The CPU is usually paired with Chinese motherboards. Specific LGA would be X99. Hopefully you use 16 to 32 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM, as long as you've got the budget. What are the downsides? On this CPU, there's no integrated graphics. It has a pretty high power consumption at 90 watts, and you need a LGA 211 V3 motherboard. There's also no overclocking support. The older architecture of the motherboards do not let you use PCIe Gen 4. So now, who should buy this CPU? Well, this CPU is basically, I'd say, the meta for flipping gaming PCs and for ultra budget gaming PCs. It's a $4 CPU, and most of the motherboards for this CPU are only around $20. So it's great for flips, and it's great for budget. It's great for first-time PC builders, because even if they mess up, they can still just buy the CPU again for $4. That's not really that expensive. The CPU also runs about 180 FPS performance mode in Fortnite. It ran about 120 FPS in Apex Legends. It ran about 500 FPS in Minecraft, 75 FPS in GTA, and that's very solid numbers coming from such a cheap CPU. It's even better than some modern CPUs like the i3 10th Gen and the Intel Core i5 640. The i3 10th Gen is $80, and the i5 6400 is about $40 used. So if you want to have a nice flip, or you want to build your first custom gaming PC, here is a build that I would use. I would use, obviously, this Intel. I wouldn't buy it in a bundle. I'd buy the CPU separately, and then the motherboard separately, and then the RAM separately, because it ends up usually being cheaper that way. So I'd buy this motherboard. I'd buy this kit of RAM. I'd buy this SSD, this power supply. I'd buy this case, this graphics card. Any NVIDIA 10th Gen works, any RX 50 series works, even any 16 series card works, but there might be a bit of bottlenecking. You also have to be aware that this chip is not very upgradable. Unlike AM4, where you can start very cheap and then upgrade, this CPU is on such a niche chipset that it's kind of just hard to upgrade. Well, that's all I got for you guys today. If you guys want me to make a spreadsheet with a lot of good budget builds for certain games, get this video to 5 likes.